Hello, everybody! In the dramatic world of ABC's General Hospital, few storylines have captivated audiences quite like the recent revelations surrounding Sam McCall's supposed death and Drew Cain's descent into darkness. What initially appeared to be a tragic end for the beloved character has evolved into a complex web of deception, kidnapping, and ultimate redemption that promises to shake Port Charles to its core. The poisoning that changed everything. The story begins with what seemed like Sam McCall's final chapter. Following her heroic liver donation to Lulu Spencer, Sam appeared to die from what was initially believed to be complications from surgery. However, the truth proved far more sinister. Cyrus Renaud, in his twisted mission to free people he believed were being kept alive artificially, poisoned Sam with digitalis. The autopsy revealed that Sam had died from an overdose of the heart medication, despite having no heart condition requiring such treatment. Cyrus's motivation stemmed from his warped belief that he was following divine will by ending the lives of those he deemed trapped by medical intervention. Sam became an unintended target when she interfered with his plans to kill Lulu Spencer. The villain's confession revealed the calculated nature of his crime. He had entered Sam's hospital room and injected the fatal dose directly into her fur bag. Drew's hidden agenda and Sam's rescue. What Port Charles residents don't know is that Drew Cain somehow discovered Cyrus's plot and managed to intervene before it was too late. Through means that remain unclear, Drew was able to save Sam's life while allowing everyone, including her closest family members, to believe she had died. This deception required careful planning and execution, suggesting Drew had been monitoring the situation closely. Drew's decision to fake Sam's death and subsequently kidnap her reveals a darker side to his character that has been emerging throughout recent storylines. Once viewed as a heroic figure who returned to Port Charles to save Willow's life, Drew has transformed into a manipulative individual whose obsessions have driven him to increasingly desperate measures. The kidnapping and imprisonment. For an undetermined period, Drew held Sam captive, though his exact motivations remain murky. This action represents a dramatic escalation in Drew's villainous behavior, which has included manipulating children, blackmailing judges, and emotionally tormenting those around him. The kidnapping appears to be part of Drew's larger pattern of obsessive behavior, particularly regarding his fixation on controlling situations and people to serve his own ends. During her captivity, Sam would have been kept isolated from her loved ones, including her children Danny and Scout, her partner Dante Falconeri, and her mother Alexis Davis. The psychological toll of being separated from her family while they grieved her supposed death would have been immense for someone as family-oriented as Sam. Sam's escape and return to Port Charles. Sam's resourcefulness and determination ultimately allowed her to escape from Drew's captivity. Her return to Port Charles coincided with one of the most critical moments in recent General Hospital history, the custody battle between Michael Corinthos and Willow over their children, Wiley and Amelia. The custody trial has been a central storyline, with Drew heavily involved in manipulating the proceedings to favor Willow. His actions have included emotionally manipulating Wiley by telling the child that his father Michael didn't want him anymore, a cruel tactic that even shocked the morally flexible Rick Lansing. The courtroom revelation. Sam's dramatic appearance in the courtroom promises to be one of General Hospital's most shocking moments. Her sudden return from the dead will immediately expose Drew's deception and reveal the extent of his manipulation. The timing of her appearance during the custody hearing will be particularly damaging to Drew, as it will demonstrate how far he was willing to go to control the outcome. The courtroom scene will likely unfold with Sam providing testimony about Drew's actions, including details about her kidnapping and the circumstances surrounding her faked death. This revelation will not only expose Drew's crimes, but also potentially invalidate much of the custody proceedings, given his extensive manipulation of witnesses and evidence. Drew's downfall and arrest. Drew's arrest in the courtroom will mark the culmination of his transformation from hero to villain. The charges against him will likely include kidnapping, obstruction of justice, and multiple counts of manipulation and fraud related to the custody case. His political career, which he has fought so hard to protect, will be destroyed in an instant. The exposure of Drew's crimes will also reveal the extent of his obsession with power and control. His actions throughout this storyline have demonstrated a man willing to destroy lives and families to achieve his goals, including manipulating his own nephew's custody battle and kidnapping an innocent woman. Dante's joy and emotional reunion. Perhaps no one will be more overjoyed by Sam's return than Dante Falconeri, her devoted partner who had recently proposed to her before her supposed death. Dante, who had been devastated by Sam's loss and struggling with grief, will experience an emotional whirlwind upon learning that the woman he loves is alive. Their reunion will be particularly poignant given that Dante had credited Sam with saving his life during his own dark period when he was dealing with PTSD and brainwashing. The couple had built a strong, supportive relationship and created a loving blended family with their children. Sam's return will restore not only their romantic relationship, but also the family unit that had been torn apart by her supposed death. Impact on Port Charles residents. Sam's return will send shockwaves throughout Port Charles, affecting numerous residents who had mourned her loss. Her children, Danny and Scout, will be reunited with their mother, ending their period of grief and adjustment. Alexis Davis will regain her daughter, potentially helping her avoid the destructive spiral that Sam's death had threatened to trigger. Jason Morgan, Sam's former husband and the father of her son Danny, will also be profoundly affected by her return. Their complicated history and shared child had made Sam's death particularly difficult for Jason, and her resurrection will bring both relief and complex emotions about their past relationship. The broader implications for General Hospital. This storyline represents a significant moment in General Hospital's ongoing narrative structure. Sam's return from apparent death follows the soap opera tradition of dramatic resurrections while also serving to expose the corruption and manipulation that has been building around Drew's character. The revelation will also impact other ongoing storylines, including the custody battle between Michael and Willow, which may need to be completely reconsidered given Drew's extensive manipulation. The exposure of Drew's crimes may also affect his relationship with Willow, who has been unknowingly involved with a man capable of kidnapping and deception. Sam McCall's survival and dramatic courtroom return represents one of General Hospital's most compelling storylines in recent memory. The revelation that she survived Cyrus's poisoning attempt through Drew's intervention, only to become his victim through kidnapping, creates a complex narrative that exposes the depths of human manipulation and the power of truth. Drew Kane's arrest and downfall serve as a cautionary tale about how power and obsession can corrupt even those who begin with heroic intentions. His transformation from Sam's savior to her captor illustrates the fine line between protection and control, and how quickly good intentions can become destructive actions. For Dante and the other residents of Port Charles who mourn Sam's loss, her return offers hope and redemption. The reunion of families torn apart by deception and the exposure of truth in the face of manipulation reinforces General Hospital's enduring themes of love, justice, and the resilience of the human spirit. As Sam steps forward to reveal Drew's crimes, she not only reclaims her own life, but also helps restore justice to a community that has been manipulated and deceived for far too long. Next, we will dive deep into a tangled web of seduction, betrayal, and heartbreak surrounding Christina Corinthos Davis, Cody Bell, Ava Jerome, and Molly Lansing Davis in the ever-dramatic world of Port Charles. Secrets are brewing, alliances are shifting, and emotions are running high as a risky plan unfolds with unforeseen consequences. Let's unpack this intricate storyline, explore the motivations behind each character's actions, and speculate on the potential fallout that could reshape relationships for good. A dangerous game of manipulation. In a bold and calculated move, Christina Corinthos Davis has set a risky scheme in motion by enlisting the ruggedly charming Cody Bell to seduce the enigmatic Ava Jerome. Christina's intentions seem clear. She aims to create a fracture in the alliance between Eva and Rick Lansing, who have been embroiled in a sinister blackmail plot that threatens to upend lives in Port Charles. To aid Cody in his mission, Christina handed him a pair of Ava's designer sunglasses, left behind during a casual encounter at the Metro Court pool. These sunglasses are more than just a stylish accessory. They are Cody's golden ticket to infiltrate Ava's world. The plan is for Cody to use this seemingly innocent item as an icebreaker, a way to charm his way into Ava's orbit and ultimately drive a wedge between her and Rick. But in a town like Port Charles, where secrets rarely stay buried, can such a deception remain unnoticed? Christina's Gambit is a high-stakes play, one that could backfire spectacularly if the true nature of her involvement comes to light. Cody's charm offensive at Metro Court Grill. Picture this. The elegant Metro Court Grill, a hotspot for Port Charles elite, is buzzing with the clink of wine glasses and hushed conversations on a balmy evening. Cody Bell, armed with Ava's sunglasses and a devilish grin, spots his target dining alone at a candlelit table. Dressed to impress in a tailored blazer that accentuates his rugged appeal, Cody approaches Ava with the lost item, his tone casual yet laced with intrigue. Ava, ever the poised gallery owner with a knack for spotting hidden motives, is pleasantly surprised by the gesture. She thanks him with a coy smile, her eyes glinting with curiosity as she invites him to join her for a glass of Pinot Noir. What begins as a polite exchange quickly evolves into a flirtatious dance of words and lingering glances. Cody, playing his role to perfection, compliments Ava's impeccable taste and sharp wit, while Ava, captivated by his roguish charm, finds herself drawn into the moment. To any onlooker, their chemistry is undeniable. Sparks are flying, and the air crackles with unspoken tension. But beneath the surface, Cody's mission looms large, a hidden agenda that could unravel at any moment. An unexpected witness to betrayal. As fate would have it, the Metro Court Grill holds more than just a seductive encounter that evening. Molly Lansing Davis, grappling with the emotional wreckage of her dissolved partnership with TJ. Ashford steps into the restaurant seeking a quiet dinner to clear her mind. Instead, she is met with a sight that stops her heart cold. Across the room, she sees Cody Simeon she has recently grown close to, someone with whom she's felt a flicker of romantic possibility along intimately with Ava. The image stabs at her like a dagger. Their body language screams flirtation, from Cody's playful smirk to Ava's suggestive tilt of her head. Molly's breath catches as she watches, frozen in place, as the two appear utterly engrossed in each other. The pain deepens when she witnesses them rise from their table, their movements synchronized, and head toward the elevator. It's clear they are ascending to a private suite, their intentions unmistakable. Molly's world tilt had begun to imagine a future with Cody, a chance to heal from her past, but now betrayal and jealousy coil tightly around her heart. How could someone she trusted, someone she felt a genuine connection with, be so callous? A heartbreaking confrontation looms. In the aftermath of this gut-wrenching discovery, Molly retreats into herself, her emotions a tumultuous storm of hurt and confusion. Meanwhile, Cody, oblivious to the fact that Molly witnessed his encounter with Ava, feels a surge of optimism about his budding feelings for her. He's enjoyed their recent time together, the easy banter and shared moments of vulnerability, and decides to take a leap by asking her out on a proper date. With a hopeful glint in his eye, he approaches Molly at a quiet corner of the park the next day, his voice warm as he suggests dinner at a quaint bistro outside town. But Molly's response is a cold, sharp rejection that leaves Cody reeling. Her words are clipped, her gaze averted, as she declines without explanation. Cody, puzzled by this sudden shift, presses gently for a reason, his brow furrowing with concern. Will Molly reveal what she saw at the Metro Court Grill? Or will she shield her wounded pride, leaving Cody in the dark about the true cause of her icy demeanor? Either way, Cody is left to grapple with a sinking realization that the connection he cherished may have slipped through his fingers before it could even truly begin. Fractured bonds and unanswered questions. As the dust begins to settle, Molly makes a painful decision. She tells Cody it's best they part ways, urging him to keep his distance. Her voice trembles with a mix of resolve and sorrow as she speaks, her mind replaying the image of him with Ava over and over. For Cody, this directive is a thunderbolt from a clear sky. He's developed genuine feelings for Molly, relishing the quiet strength and compassion she exudes, and can't fathom what prompted such a drastic change. Was it something he said or did unknowingly? Or is there a deeper wound he's unaware of? He spends sleepless nights dissecting their every interaction, searching for clues to her sudden withdrawal. The potential romance that once held so much promise now lies in tatters, the casualty of miscommunication and hidden truths. If Molly chooses to keep silent about witnessing his flirtation with Ava, Cody may never understand the root of her pain, leaving a chasm between them that grows wider with each passing day. Speculation and what lies ahead. So, what's next for these entangled souls in Port Charles? Will Molly ever confront Cody about the intimate scene she stumbled upon at the Metro Court Grill? Or will she bury her hurt, letting it fester into resentment? Could Cody, in his confusion and desperation to mend things, uncover the truth behind Molly's cold shoulder and attempt to explain his actions? And what if Christina's original plan will her scheme to sabotage Ava and Rick's alliance succeed? Or will it unravel, exposing her manipulation to all involved? There's also the question of Ava herself. Will her dalliance with Cody remain a fleeting thrill? Or could it ignite something deeper, further complicating the dynamics? As for Molly, her heartbreak might push her toward unexpected paths, perhaps seeking solace in someone new or throwing herself into her work at the law firm to numb the ache. Cody, meanwhile, might wrestle with guilt if he learns of Molly's pain, torn between his mission for Christina and the genuine affection he holds for Molly. The drama in Port Charles is as gripping as ever, and the fallout from this tangled web of seduction and secrecy promises to keep us on the edge of our seats. What do you think will happen next? Do you believe Molly will eventually reveal to Cody what she saw, potentially opening the door to reconciliation or at least closure? Or will she sever ties completely, leaving Cody to piece together the puzzle on his own? How do you see Ava and Christina's roles evolving as this storyline unfolds? Next, we will explore a bittersweet chapter in the saga of Port Charles as we bid farewell to a beloved character, Lucky Spencer, and the talented actor behind him, Jonathan Jackson. With Jackson set to exit the iconic soap in June 2025, fans are buzzing with speculation about the future of Lucky. Will he return with a new face? Or will the door remain ajar for Jackson's eventual comeback? Join us as we delve into the rich history of Lucky Spencer, Jackson's journey with the role, his candid reflections on leaving and returning, and the swirling questions about what lies ahead for this fan-favorite character in the ever-unpredictable world of General Hospital. A legacy character's departure shocks Port Charles. The news has rippled through the General Hospital fandom like a tidal wave. Lucky Spencer, the cherished son of the legendary Luke and Laura Spencer, is poised to leave Port Charles once again. Jonathan Jackson, who has brought depth and heart to this character for decades, will step away from the role in June 2025, marking yet another chapter in his storied history with the soap. For many longtime viewers, Lucky is synonymous with Jackson, whose portrayal captured the character's rebellious spirit, deep-rooted family ties, and emotional complexity. First introduced in 1993 as a scrappy teenager navigating the chaotic Spencer family dynamics, Lucky became a cornerstone of Port Charles' narrative, entangled in epic love stories and perilous adventures. Jackson's initial exit in 1999 left fans heartbroken, and though he returned in 2009 to reclaim the role, this latest departure has reignited a wave of nostalgia and uncertainty. As the town braces for Lucky's exit, Stora Lindermore to involve a dramatic mission abroad tied to unresolved family mysterious, the question looms, is this truly goodbye or just a temporary farewell? Jonathan Jackson's roller coaster journey with Lucky Spencer. Reflecting on his tenure as Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson has been a familiar face on General Hospital, popping in and out of Port Charles over the years like a prodigal son. His breakout role in 1993 cemented him as a soap opera darling, with his raw, youthful energy breathing life into Lucky's tumultuous coming-of-age arc. After bidding adieu in 1999 to pursue other ventures, Jackson's return in 2009 was a triumphant homecoming, reuniting him with on-screen father Tony Geary Luke Spencer in a dynamic that crackled with emotional intensity. However, stepping back into Lucky's shoes at 28, after last playing him as a teenager, proved to be a daunting challenge for Jackson. He's openly shared how jarring it felt to reconnect with a character shaped by such different life stages, likening it to meeting an old friend who's changed in ways you can't quite grasp. Despite the initial adjustment, Jackson found his footing, weaving new layers into Lucky's persona as a man hardened, lost yet still tethered to his family's legacy. His brief absence earlier in 2025, when Guy Wilson stepped in temporarily having once portrayed a young Luke Spencer, only underscored how irreplaceable Jackson's interpretation has become to fans. The emotional weight of returning and leaving again. In a heartfelt interview with TV Insider, Jackson peeled back the curtain on the emotional complexities of reprising and relinquishing Lucky Spencer across the years. He recalled how his 2009 return demanded a week of intense recalibration, a significant stretch in the fast-paced soap world where dialogue flies thick and fast. At that time, rediscovering Lucky's voice was like solving a puzzle, piecing together the angst of a 17-year-old with the weathered perspective of a 28-year-old. Yet, with each subsequent return, including his most recent stint, the transition became smoother, almost instinctive. Jackson described slipping back into character as donning a well-worn jacket, comfortable and familiar, a testament to how deeply Lucky is ingrained in his actor's psyche. This latest exit, however, carries a bittersweet sting. Jackson expressed immense gratitude for the creative collaboration with executive producer Frank Valentini and the writing team, praising the compelling direction of Lucky's current arc storyline rumored to involve a rekindled bond with Elizabeth Weber and a dangerous quest tied to his father's past. Leaving at a high point in the character's journey makes the departure all the more poignant, a sentiment echoed by fans who've watched Lucky evolve from a troubled teen to a conflicted hero. A door left open, or a new face for Lucky. As Jackson prepares to step away, the burning question on every fan's mind is whether Lucky Spencer will continue his journey in Port Charles under a new guise. Over the years, the character has been portrayed by other actors, including Jacob Young and Greg Vaughn, during Jackson's absences, each bringing a unique flavor to Lucky's essence. Yet, for many, Jackson remains the definitive Lucky, his nuanced performance a benchmark that's hard to match. In his TV Insider chat, Jackson admitted a tinge of skepticism about a recast, acknowledging that while the decision lies in the hands of the showrunners, he personally finds the idea disheartening. "I'd rather the door stay open for me to return," he mused, emphasizing his deep respect for the General Hospital team and their intricate balancing act of storytelling. He hopes logistics can be maneuvered to allow future appearances, expressing a desire to continue weaving Lucky's tale alongside the ensemble that has become like family. For now, the possibility of a recast remains a whisper in the wind. Could a fresh actor step into Lucky's boots, perhaps bringing a darker, more world-weary edge to the character? Or will the writers craft an off-screen narrative to keep his return a tantalizing possibility? Fans and future speculations in Port Charles. The General Hospital community is abuzz with theories about how Lucky's departure will unfold on screen and what it means for the broader canvas of Port Charles. Some speculate that his exit might tie into a long-buried Spencer family secret, possibly involving a cryptic letter from Luke that sends Lucky on a globe-trotting mission, leaving his loved ones, particularly Elizabeth and their son Aiden, in a state of worrying and anticipation. Others wonder if the writers might pen a tragic twist, such as an accident or ambush during his travels, to justify a recast or prolonged absence. Jackson's own words fuel hope among fans, as he reiterated that from his perspective, the door to Port Charles is always open, a sentiment that suggests we haven't seen the last of his Lucky Spencer. If a recast does happen, who might take up the mantle? Could a rising star from another soap bring a fresh dynamic? Or might the show opt for a familiar face with ties to General Hospital's history? And if Jackson returns, what new challenges might Lucky face? Perhaps a reunion with a long-lost sibling or a battle against a shadowy figure from Luke's past? Reflections on a character's enduring impact. Lucky Spencer isn't just a character. He's a symbol of General Hospital's enduring legacy, a bridge between the show's storied past and its evolving future. From his early days as a street-smart kid clashing with his father's larger-than-life persona to his later years as a protector haunted by personal demons, Lucky has been a canvas for some of the soap's most unforgettable moments. Jonathan Jackson's portrayal has been the heartbeat of this journey, infusing Lucky with a vulnerability that resonates with viewers across generations. As we approach his June 2025 departure, there's a collective sense of loss but also gratitude for the Memoriasto's stolen glances with Elizabeth, the fiery confrontations with Luke, and the quiet moments of introspection that revealed Lucky's soul. Whether he returns as Jackson or under a new face, or even if he lingers off-screen as a lingering mystery, Lucky's impact on Port Charles is indelible, a reminder of the power of family, love, and redemption in the soap opera tapestry. What do you think about Lucky's future? As we close this chapter of General Hospital spoilers, we turn to you, our passionate viewers. How do you feel about Jonathan Jackson's exit as Lucky Spencer? Do you hope for his return, or are you open to a recast that could introduce a fresh perspective to the character? What kind of storyline would you craft for Lucky's departure, perhaps a heroic sacrifice or a mysterious disappearance tied to the Spencer-Casadini feud? And if Jackson does come back, what new dynamics would you love to see him explore in Port Charles? Share your thoughts, predictions, and dream scenarios in the comments below. We're eager to hear how you envision the next phase of Lucky's saga. Don't forget to stay tuned to our channel for the latest updates, behind-the-scenes insights, and all the drama General Hospital has in store. Until next time, keep the Port Charles spirit alive.